You practice treading water, keeping yourself afloat for increasing periods of time. You learn several different styles of swimming across the water and the legs and arm strokes for each.
My lady, your father wishes to speak with you. He says it's urgent.
Fine, I'm coming. You find your father standing over a map of the coastline, his face grave. Ships have been sighted on approach from Shanya. Not trade ships, this is a war fleet. I've been expecting something like that. Within a week they will be in Novan waters. Within 2 they could reach the capital. Then we will fight to defend ourselves. You can try to use the treasury funds to hire additional soldiers, but it may be difficult on short notice. Recruit them! Fine, we'll do that. You will need to draw up a naval strategy for our ships to carry out. You could choose to act as admiral and lead the fleet in person, but the dangers to you would be very great. Unless you think your personal skills will make the difference, I would strongly advise against it. I'm gonna take the chance. The risk is mine to take. You have your mother's heart. There is one more thing I hesitate to ask, but an invasion. This is sort of disaster for which a Lumen's power may be worth the cost. If the fleet could be destroyed before they reach our waters, many lives would be saved. I don't know any magic that could sink a whole fleet. I'll have to talk to my mentor. You find the Duchess of Ursul in her guest quarters. A fleet from Shania is attacking us. Is it possible to sink them all with magic? It is easy enough to attack one soldier, one ship, as a demonstration, but to obliterate an entire fleet? You would need an immense amount of power to spread over a large area, more than any one lumen could control. If you try to raise that much power by yourself, you would die. Not could, would. So it's hopeless. Not necessarily. The most dangerous power of Imperial Nova was that of lumens acting in concert. If the need is great and the will is true, one lumen may choose to give command of her powers to another. 3, perhaps 4 people working together might have the strength to destroy a fleet. You, me, the priestess Celine, and my Aunt Lucille. Will that be enough? If your will is strong enough to wield that power, then yes, it would be.
Use magic.
Then that's what we'll do. We're going to save our domain. So be it. You pay your respects to your mother's tomb and wonder if the same fate is waiting for you. You expand your senses, learning to detect spells and magical creatures at a greater distance. You learn to detect lingering traces of strong magic from the past, even when the spell has long since completed. You increase your skills and power to give you innate resistance to mind-affecting magic. You understand the flow of power to give. You understand of the power. Me and my reading today. Hi, Nettie. You understand of the flow of power gives you increased resistance to the damage caused by magic, even without a shield. You can still be hurt, but less than an ordinary human would be. Danger on the high seas! You and your 3 fellow lumens join hands to focus on your powers. Your medical training has paid off by allowing you to stage this attempt at a safe distance from the invading vessels of war. Far in the distance you hear the roar of the ocean you have charmed as it buckles beneath the incoming ships, opening up a maw of void into which they tumble helplessly. Then, as they fall, the water rushes back in around them, washing over decks and pummeling hulls. Even from so far away, you can see this disturbance you have made rippling through the water. Some of the Shanians may survive, but their threat as an invasion has ended.
Whew! I survived!
How are you doing today, Nettie? Oh, I see. I'm fine, thanks. I was a bit bored. And I need to finish this game. Well, I need to try and win this game. as I have not done yet. You discuss the nature of beauty, looking around at landscapes, objects and people and comparing their aesthetic elements. You practice sketching fruits and flowers with charcoal on parchment. You study the theory of color, how they complement and contrast, and how to select colors to empathize a mood. The magical storms you summoned created giant waves which swept inland as well as out. Damage has been reported along the shoreline from Mazumba down to northern Mary. The beaches are covered with wreck and the bodies of animals, and many fishes and cocklers are missing. Are you blaming me? Of course not. Many more lives would have been lost if the fleet had landed. What worries me is that these reports are increasing, even long after the events of the battle. More than that, an observation in Caloris has seen strange shapes in the sea to the west. Something worse than a simple storm may have been unleashed. Does that mean a sea monster? Oh, Elodie. You learn to visualize the space around you so that you can see the whole room with your eyes closed. You discover that if you put yourself in the right frame of mind, your entire body begins to glow faintly. You learn about signs which sometimes appears in grounds or leaves at the bottom of a cup. You study the interpretations of dreams with warnings that dreams are easily forgotten, misremembered or warped by thoughts and desires rather than true vision. In the grand hall, your father is waiting for you. Our fears have been realized. A kraken has risen. A kraken? An enormous, tentacled sea monster which can dive and surface at will. It is fast, voracious, and apparently unkillable. Any ship that ventures into its range is at risk. This could destroy Nova's shipping. What can we do? Do we just wait and hope it goes away? Oh, a new voice. She's pretty. No. Quite unexpectedly, the priestess strides into the room. What are you doing here? I came to bring the records of the circle so that you would know what you face. Left alone, the beast will feed until the seas runs red, and only then will it sleep. It will cost hundreds and hundreds of thousands of lives. There are only two ways to end this threat. Lumen spellweaving can freeze a kraken in its tracks, holding it motionless, but only for a short time. If the spell is renewed every moon, giving the beast no time between castings to move freely, it should eventually sleep. How long would that take? Approximately 7 years. Years?! But if at any point the spellcast is too weak, or is not renewed in time, it would break loose. And the treasury would be drained keeping up such a routine. What's the other way? It is well known that the eldritch beasts can be driven out by Sacrifice. The life force of a lumen or potential lumen of the cusp of adulthood would be the ideal choice. No! You will not take my daughter! You see, Elodie? This is why I told you to reject them. They are all witches! Even without her mother's crystal, she would still have been a potential lumen. Keeping her ignorant would not have kept her safe. A potential lumen? Because I'm my mother's daughter? Which means Charlotte's too. But I could never hurt my favorite cousin. I will not allow this! The choice belongs to the queen. Me. Yeah. Yeah, of course, I'm gonna kill myself and end the game. No. Do I get a Steam achievement for that? Oh, I have to try it. I just saved. I have to try it. Sacrifice yourself. This is my fault. It's my responsibility. Elodie, no! I wouldn't have made a good queen anyway. At least, like this, I can defend my domain. So don't be sad for me. I'll be with Mom again soon. Come with me. I will teach you what you need to know. It's almost a relief to know that now everything will end and you won't have to make decisions ever again. That's marvelous. That's marvelous. Elodie did not survive to reach her coronation. Noah would have to go on without her. But it doesn't have to end this way. Make different choices, train different skills, and Elodie's star may rise again. No game! Yes. That was hilarious! That was hilarious. I'm sorry, I had to do it. I really had. Try to seal it. We'll have to do our best to seal the Kraken away, no matter how long it takes. After all, isn't that what our magic is for? To defend the world from darkness? I will teach you the necessary spells. You must arrange the transportation. Very well. I did seem to get an achievement for that. Oh well. It was still funny. There's something I don't understand. What is it? Magical powers are connected to lumen crystals, right? That is correct. But I can make myself glow by concentrating the right way, and it doesn't feel like it uses the crystals. It uses the crystal at all. Let me see. You concentrate and your skin begins to glimmer. You're right. It's not proper magic. It's something else. Is it bad? She holds her hand above your shoulders, moving slowly down along your arms. I sense no danger. Ignore it. It's a distraction. There are a million magical secrets I don't know, but I'm trying to learn. This one affects me personally. I need to know what's causing it. Very well. If I had to guess, I suspect it has something to do with your mother's powers. She was already a lumen when she bore you. Some small trickle of that energy may have passed into you. So the daughter of an active lumen might have strange powers. That is hardly a power. It's a quirk. It's not worth wasting time on. Oh, you didn't?
I'm so sassy. I'm so sassy. Ba, 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 ba.
Until you have children of your own, your maternal uncle, the Duke of Merva, is next in line for the crown, and after him would be his daughter, your cousin Charlotte. The current Duke of Sedna is 26 years old and unmarried. He might be considered a good marriage prospect for you if you desire stronger ties with the domain of Thalas. Yeah, I'm totally gonna marry a 26-year-old when I'm 14. Ugh. Visitors have arrived to help you prepare for the upcoming festivities, your family. Good day to you, niece. I hope all is well.
Hi, Lodi! Mommy said you have all the best tutors and I should take classes with you.
Great! Time has slipped by you so quickly. Only 2 weeks remain before your birthday celebration and your official coronation as queen. Have you done enough to build a stable Nova? The first of your soon-to-be regular voyages have now set out with Celine on board. She appears to have some special affinity with seawater, which makes her the best choice to guide the vessel while it hunts for the elusive beast. After all, you have to find it before you can enchant it. It is traditional for the palace to provide entertainment and refreshment for the common people when a new monarch is crowned. It is a rare opportunity for the poor of the land to dine like nobles. The size and scope of any such feast depends on what expense the royal treasury is willing to bear.
I
never gotten this far, so I don't know if this matters or... I haven't spent that much money. What the heck? An extravagant feast. Roasted meats, cakes, chocolate, wine, enough for everyone! And I can give out my commemorative cups and coins! Yeah, because that makes sense. Your maternal uncle's wife, the Countess Nyx, claims kinship to the old Merva line and originally asked your mother for the title of the duchy. However, no one can verify her lineage. As a compromise, your mother created her brother Duke of Merva. Okay. The last Duke of Mead was the older half-brother of the current Duchess. His reign was brief and highly scandalous. He defied tradition to pledge himself as the life mate of the old Duke of Ursul, then broke that off only a year later. He retired to seclusion and died still unwed. The domain of Shandia across the sea to the west has been steadily increasing in size and now controls a wide range of coastline as well as most of the navigable rivers. The political disruption in Tombula in recent years has caused a disruption in the chocolate production, which is to the benefit of Nova, particularly the Duchy of Kegel.
A new outfit, yay!
The castle is buzzing with preparation for your upcoming coronation. Ministers press you with details as your favorite colors and flowers and so on.
Favorite color?
Purple. Favorite flower? Do I have a favorite flower? I guess it would be jasmine flower. Maybe. Oh, anyway. You are happy to collaborate with the designers to ensure that you are shown off to the best possible effect. You are still so young after all. Good designs will help a lot in making you look like a queen. Others are more interested in the subject of your marriage. Whoever you decide to marry will be elevated to the highest ranks of the nobility, which could even mean a major shift in the balance of power. Therefore, everyone is talking about the top candidates, even though you're under no obligation to marry so young. Damn straight! I'm not gonna get married, hell no! Talaris, the Duke of Sedna, is one option. Certainly he expressed interest in marrying you earlier. Your opinion would bring stronger ties to the domain of Talas and improve the situation along the Elath border. Then there is Banyan, the Duke of Marie, a powerful and eligible noble only about 10 years older than you. There's Lingi from Kigal, whom you dance with at the gala. He's only 2 years older than you and a nice fellow. He's not the official heir to Kigal. His father has so far refused to name one, wanting to see which of his children is most talented and dedicated to the duchy. But whenever he inherits it or not, he will at least have strong ties to that region. There's little Adair, the eventual Duke of Elath, although at 12 he's only a child. At least he's almost old enough to understand the concept of romance. Some people think you ought to marry Gwenel's half-brother Asiet, who hasn't even turned 9 yet. Oh god. There are 2 or 3 minor earls around the age of 20 who might be passable alternatives, and of course, you could decide to ignore noble traditions entirely and marry a commoner if you were prepared to deal with the uproar. While you will need to marry eventually, you're still very young.
I will never get married!
You could put this decision off until later. However, a clear succession contributes to the stability of your domain. Are you leaning towards any option?
No one!
You are in no hurry to get married. You have a country to run.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Let's see my new outfit.
Ooh-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Yeah, that's an interesting kind of outfit.
Wee, I'm the queen.
The Duke of Maria has paid suit to the Duchess of Ursel to no avail. The Duchess's brother is opposed, as he will inherit it if she dies childless. Your agent suspects the Duchess of Ursel is actually more interested in the Duchess of Hellas. Neither has ever been linked to a man. Ooh. Countess Leek of Dis married the old Duke of Sudbury, who was more than twice her age, then divorced him as soon as she bore him an heir in order to marry another. It was considered shockingly rude by the general nobility, but the old Duke apparently had no objection. The Countess of Dis is now married to the disinherited third sibling of the Duke of Marie and the Duchess of Hellas. Currently both Duke and Duchesses are unwed. If either dies without an heir, a title will still pass to the Countess's husband. So much information! Since the recent revolution, the Tombilans has twice begun gathering troops of the Novan border. Both times the camps were stuck by fierce storms and earthquakes, and they decided to give up on the idea. Pirates are once again operating out of the Orcas, although they are currently sticking to the North Seas and no threat to Nova. However, if they turn to slave raids, the Borealans may be quite vulnerable. Agents who have visited Borealis, these names, report that all known Lumen shamans seems to have no magical powers at all and perform their rituals displayed with show and trickery. At this time last year you were celebrating your 14th birthday. You were in the school garden surrounded by your friends. A teacher brought you tea and cakes, while wealthy merchant's son wove a crown of flowers for your head. It didn't matter so much that you were a princess then. Your title was something for the future. Many of your peers would be duchesses or earls, or the like someday, but not then. You were children. Your parents could not attend on the actual day, but they did send wonderful gifts, some for you and some for you to share. And a week later they came for a visit, and your mother took you with her through the countryside in a splendid carriage. It was the last time you would ever see her. You wonder if, wherever she is, she can see you now. You are 15 years old, a legal adult. You have worked and studied and suffered and prepared, and now the time has come. You kneel before the priestess, barely hearing the words as she recites the blessings. She calls upon the gods to deliver peace, wisdom, and prosperity to you, and through you, to all of Nova. And then she calls upon you for your oath of rulership. Will you guide and govern and protect your people to the best of your abilities according to law and custom?
I will.
Will you to the best of your powers uphold the ideals of love, honor, justice and mercy?
I will.
Lords and ladies assembled, I present to you your undoubted queen, who have sworn you her loyalty. You who have come to give homage, will you do the same? One at a time, the head of each duchy approaches your throne and kneels to swear his or her service to you and your heirs. People of Nova, I give you Elodie, daughter of Fidelia, your true sovereign. What say you all? Long live the Queen! Long live the Queen! Long live the Queen!
Thank you.
I will. Once his daughter was secure on the throne, Jocelyn returned to his birthplace to focus on his duties as Duke of Caloris. He was pursued by many women, but showed little interest in remarrying, directed them instead to his brother, the Duke of Masumba. As Lumen Minister, Lucille requisitioned. How do you pronounce that? Requisitioned the orange crystal that Elodie had taken from the dead criminal and offered it to her daughter. However, Charlotte was not able to activate the crystal's power. The young queen pointed out that the crazed murderer would obviously have a very different resonance than her favorite cousin. Charlotte would have to wait to inherit her mother's magic. The queen and her trusted Lumen sailed out every week to check on the condition of the Kraken and reinforce the seals. It was inevitable that others would discover their secrets and blame it for them. After all, the old Novan capital had been rendered uninhabitable by monstrous Lumen experiments. A tentacle beast from the deep was just more of the same. The Novan people were not the only one to notice the increased naval traffic and the frequency absence of the young Lumen queen. Pirates from Orcus stepped up the raids in the area, hoping to take Elodie hostage and ransom her for a fortune. The queen was forced to engage an even larger naval escort to make her regular trips to the binding site, and the Novan economy struggled under the burden. Elodie eventually married a foreign duke. No! No! Game! Elodie eventually married a foreign duke in order to advance alliance and promote Novan strength. It was not a love match, but the two parties learned to respect and care for each other. They raised 2 children, a son and a daughter. And thus Queen Elodie's legacy stretched into the future. Ta-da-da-da! Finally, I won this game for once. Well, that was a rather short stream. Oh well. I hope you enjoyed watching me, Netto. And take care. Bye for now.